Time for a look at your West Tennessee forecast with meteorologist Brian Davis.
Good evening, everyone. Going to check on the latest with our weather. We're going to get right into it. A lot to cover here. Severe weather outlooks still continue for tomorrow and Wednesday, which could be our busiest and worst severe weather yet. Let's go ahead and take a look outside. 66 degrees in Memphis. Lots of traffic. Everything is good, though. All of the storms have moved out of the area. Trenton looks good. What a beautiful sunset that we saw over Trenton, down through Savannah, Humboldt, Milan. It's always a lot of times really nice and pretty after the calm of the storms. All the storms move out. 63 degrees in Trenton, 63 in Jackson. Winds are out of the south at about 8 miles per hour. And our area temperatures, we're at 61 now in Paris, 63 in Dyersburg, 63 in Lexington and Summerville, 66 in Memphis, and we're at 59 right now in Savannah. Some of that recent rain-cooled air where those showers and storms moved out of last this evening. The winds as high as about 20 miles per hour this evening, right out of the due south. So about the time we get the rain out of here, we're cranking right back up. South winds going to kind of saturate that air again ahead of our next potential storm system that comes in. So let's take a look at that, by the way, getting very active. That cold front from our northwest will come swinging in here on Wednesday. Out ahead of it, though, we've got some storms along the old boundary that'll be moving through northwest Tennessee tomorrow night, Tuesday night. But as that frontal boundary actually gets closer, comes swinging through here, we've got a little shortwave trough, which is just a little dip in the mid-levels of the atmosphere with some gusty winds. Will be overhead, and we've got a lot of warm, moist air. We could see some several severe storms over the area as we head into Wednesday throughout the day. Here's our outlook for today. Notice for the rest of your Monday, it's out of here. Here's Tuesday. We're going to be on the northwest fringe areas of that, or northwest Tennessee. And then here's Wednesday as the slight risk comes right over West Tennessee. So here we are for the rest of our Monday evening. Good news here. We've seen the severe weather risk completely be dropped at about 8 o'clock this evening. But tomorrow it comes back, shows its ugly face here. Northwest Tennessee, you can see from about West Memphis up through Ripley, Covington, Dyersburg, Ridgely, up to Union City and Martin, and just west of Trenton, that 1 out of 5 risk, which is, again, on the lowest scale, but we could see 1 or 2 storms get into these areas tomorrow night. Might have to deal with another severe thunderstorm warning or 2. And then ultimately on Wednesday, all of West Tennessee goes under that slight risk or the 2 out of 5 risk. That's going to be amping it up a little bit for overall severe weather. And again, the fact that it covers all of West Tennessee, that is not a good thing. Let's take a look at radar. Much quieter. We had several storms throughout the area earlier this afternoon. We were on live tracking those as they move through. Since then, it's all into northwest Alabama, northeast Mississippi, North Alabama, where they've been getting a lot of lightning. These really got worse as they headed into Alabama and parts of Mississippi, but they are not coming our way. They are moving away from us. Futurecast shows we could have a stray shower or a weak storm in the morning. There's 9 a.m. and then it takes us into the afternoon. Still looking good, but watch around 8, 9, 10 o'clock in the evening tomorrow, those storms nearby and over parts of northwest Tennessee. Then we switch over to Wednesday, and I'm going to slow this down. Notice as we get towards about 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the evening, big storms coming through there, 7 p.m. And then we had to switch to the long range model, but those storms could be with us south of I-40 through about 10, maybe 11 p.m. on Wednesday night. Again, here's another rerun of that. A few stray showers possible in the morning, looking pretty good in the late morning, early afternoon. But tomorrow night, after about 8 o'clock tomorrow night, we could see some stray storms right there in northwest Tennessee. But our biggest threat, here we are, the 4 o'clock hour, 5, 6 p.m. on Wednesday, 7 p.m., and those storms continuing south towards the Tennessee River towards about 11 p.m. And then it looks like after midnight, they are out of here. So tomorrow we'll get in the range of some of the better short range models, and we can show you a little more resolution on that. For the rest of tonight, there is still about a 20% chance of an isolated, weak, non-severe storm, or mainly a shower with a rumble of thunder there. That is a possibility at the bus stop as well, but I think most people will dodge the rain. But just know there still is that chance. Tomorrow, the better chances of rain will actually increase as we head towards the evening and overnight hours. But again, through the first part of the day, we've still got that 20% chance. It goes to 40% by the late afternoon. Looking at your 7-day forecast, so all in all, Wednesday is going to be our stormiest day probably that we will have had so far in any of these last few events. So we got to really be watching out there. For the rest of your night, it's going to be coming in about 64 in the morning at the bus stop, partly cloudy skies, a slight chance of an isolated storm, up to 80 degrees tomorrow, quickly rebounding that heat into the area with a few isolated severe storms. Can't be ruled out, especially northwest Tennessee. 40% chance overall of a storm developing, 66 for tomorrow night, 75 on Wednesday, 90% chance of showers and thunderstorms. Some of those could be severe with damaging winds, hail, gusty winds, all of that kind of thing, and extreme amounts of lightning. 75, we go to 40 for the overnight low, much cooler and chilly there on Thursday. It'll be jacket wearing weather. And then we'll wake up to about 39 to 40 degrees on Friday morning, back up to 69 during the afternoon. Friday looks pretty good, mostly sunny. Saturday looks even better with the mid 70s. Sunday looks, some people would say, better with upper 70s on Sunday, mostly sunny skies. And look at this, we could see it's going to be above freezing, but we could see a stray flurry or two on Monday morning. Yeah, it wouldn't be out of question. And we'll only go up to 52 on Monday. And again, being in the mid to upper 30s for Monday morning, absolutely no problems there. All right, have a great rest of your evening, everyone. The main weather story here is going to be that potential for severe weather and that better potential coming up on Wednesday. We'll see you next go round for another update.
We are West Tennessee Weather Channel.